about moving to Austin, Texas and living on a golf course, but just have no idea which one to choose? Well, don't you worry, we have you covered. We have got the 10 private courses locked down in town, and today we're going out to Lakeway to cover the Hills and FlintRock Falls. We're gonna give you the pros and the cons, the good and the bad. Is it hot or not? So stick around, let's get started on that golf community in Lakeway. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in golf communities in Austin, Texas, then subscribe below and tap the bell so you get notified anytime there's new information. My name is Nicole Cooper, and my team and I get calls and emails from people just like you needing help moving in and around Austin, Texas, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move now, later, or in between, we're always available to help you find that perfect home that matches your lifestyle. Now let's get started on the Hills and FlintRock Falls. The Hills and FlintRock Falls are what I refer to as sister communities. They're right connecting to one another, and they are in the heart of Lakeway, Texas. Lakeway is a suburb of Austin, about 20 miles west of Austin, and the population of Lakeway is just under 20,000 people. The main draw originally to Lakeway was Lake Travis. It was the closest place to enter that beautiful reservoir that's 65 miles long. People use Lake Travis to fish, boat, water ski, parasail, tube, you name it. If you love the water, Lake Travis might be the place for your vibe. Just a few little facts about the Hills and FlintRock Falls data. So on average, if you combine the two communities together, they have an average close price of $1 million, and that puts it around $315 a square foot. Now the difference in the two communities is that the Hills golf course was built in 1981 and the homes followed thereafter, and FlintRock Falls was built in the early 2000s, so the homes are a little bit newer. So generally speaking, on the Hills side, you're gonna have older homes than on the FlintRock Falls side. In fact, they're still building new construction on the FlintRock Falls side. Therefore, you're typically gonna find more expensive properties on the FlintRock Falls side. You will get more bang for your buck on the Hills side simply because they are older and some of them haven't been updated, and so they might need a little love, a little attention and repair. Now jumping out of the water and onto the land, how about those golf courses, FlintRock Falls and the Hills? What are the good and the bad, the pros and the cons? Well, we're gonna start with the pro number one. It's absolutely beautiful out there. You've got rolling terrain, rolling hills, you've got Lake Travis. Now, neither golf course is on Lake Travis, but they do have little creeks and waterways going throughout the golf courses themselves. So it's absolutely beautiful when you're playing. The Hills in particular has one golf hole, number 7, their signature hole, that is over this beautiful ravine, and it has this gorgeous rock wall all in the front with kind of moss growing down the front of it, and the green kind of falls away from you this way. So you have to be pretty accurate on that hole, but it's so pretty. Sometimes you don't mind hitting your balls into the scenery too much. Next up is the excellent school system. It all feeds into the Lake Travis ISD, and I'm gonna take you through the elementary, middle school, and high school on the computer so you can see the grades for yourself. For the schools that both the Hills and FlintRock Falls feed into, we start with Lakeway Elementary here. It gets a score of 93 out of 100, total student enrollment of 542. This here in the middle is the diversity graph. It puts it at about 14.5 students per teacher. As for the middle school, it feeds into Hudson Bend Middle School. They got an 84 out of 100. Total enrollment of 934 students, puts it just under 15 students per teacher. And the high school, 89 out of 100. Total enrollment, 3,645 kids. Here's your diversity graph here in the middle. Just under 19 students per teacher. The third pro to being a member out at the Hills and the FlintRock Falls community is just the activities that they have for you to be able to do. You have networking opportunities, you have sports opportunities, you have like beautiful dining opportunities. So if you're at the signature level, and I'll go through the levels in just a moment, but at the top level, that includes the Hills Country Club, FlintRock Falls, Live Oak, and Yopon golf courses. It includes the World of Tennis, which has numerous tennis courts, indoor, outdoor, and pickleball courts. It has a fitness center and yoga and wellness and things like that. So if you're a member at the top level, you get access to all these things, and at each different course are different dining options. So one might specialize in barbecue, one might be the best burger, you have one that's an upscale. So when you're the full signature level member, you get access to all of those different clubs and all the amenities therein. So this pro includes wonderful dining experiences, exclusivity to the club, you get amenity centers extraordinaire, you have activities created by the club for the membership, whether you're a single person, doubles, couples, families, they have something for everyone organized there. Now back to what I was talking about, those membership levels. At the top membership level, that's called the signature membership level, and that's $95,000. It includes the 4 golf courses, the World of Tennis, the Academy of Golf, and all the wellness centers in that package. The next level is the premier membership level. It includes all those things, except it does not include the hills. So if you're not as big of a golf nut, maybe you can go in at a little bit lower level and pay a little bit less on that premier level. The next level of membership is the classic level. It includes only the Live Oak and the Yopon golf courses and the wellness center. So again, you can kind of pick and choose as you go as to how much golf you may play. And hey, if you don't play golf at all, no problem. You can buy into just a tennis membership, pickleball, they have just a wellness or a community membership. So basically, you can just buy into whatever level suits you to a T. And here we are on niche.com that's showing the crime and safety of Lakeway, Texas. So just to point out a few numbers, just to give you an idea, these are crimes calculated annually per 100,000 residents. So on assault in Lakeway, 36, the national average is 282. We have burglary, 134, the national average is 500. So overall, Lakeway gets a B on its crime rate. So pretty good, and when you add in that gated community portion, it makes it even a bit safer. In addition to that, you are inside a gated community. Now, the way the gated communities work at the Hills and FlintRock Falls, the Hills has their gated section, FlintRock Falls has their gated section, and these are 24-hour manned security gates. And then the center fence line between the two is actually connected to both of them. So if you're a member there, you can drive back and forth between the two communities with just a key fob. There's not a manned gate in the middle because it's actually in the center of the two communities. And that's kind of why I always refer to them as sister communities. They're each separately gated, but you can go in between the two through just a gate in the middle. And that manned security gate just ups the makes the crime rate goes way down as your, security goes way up. It's very safe out there. Because of those manned security gates and what's already considered a pretty safe area, your crime rates are quite low and your safety is quite high. Now that's what makes it hot. Let's check out what makes it not so hot. Well, our first con is the weather. And it sounds kind of vague in general, but it gets pretty hot here in the summer, and that takes a toll on those golf courses. The grass is harder to grow, it's harder to keep those greens in shape, as well as Lake Travis, it fluctuates with the weather. So this past summer, for instance, we didn't have very much rain at all, and it's only about 40% full. So if you have a home on the lake frontage, you have to be very careful as to how much that water fluctuates in front of your house. If you're on a deep water portion of the lake, well, it's just going up and down. But if you're in a shallow portion, the less rain we get, the farther away the water gets from you. And your marine or your dock might used to be up here, and this summer it might be 200 yards out. And by the way, we have to have floating docks on Lake Travis because the water fluctuates so much. It's dammed at Mansfield Dam and goes down, but the Central Texas area uses Lake Travis for their water resources. So when we get very little rain, it shows in the lake. Our second con of living at the Hills and FlintRock Falls is traffic. It's a small town. I mean, I already mentioned it's under 20,000 people, but 620 is the main road that goes from one end of it to the other, and it can get pretty hairy busy at rush hour times of day. Once you get back in the neighborhoods and in the pockets and things, it's super calm. But when you have to commute, take the kids to school, or take yourself to work, or take yourself to another golf course maybe, when you get on 620 at busy times of day, it is very, very busy. So that would definitely be a deterrent for living in the Hills and FlintRock Falls if you had to commute all the time. And the third con is it's kind of pricey. I mean, we're at $1 million on average for closed price, which puts it at about $315 a square foot. So, you know, you can get into the Hills side of neighborhood, maybe in the 500,000s, in FlintRock Fall, maybe 750, 800,000. But for the most part, you're paying, you know, around average of $1 million. And don't forget about the initiation fee if you want to be signature level of $95,000. Our last con, what's not so hot, is the nightlife. There's very little of it. So if you're into that, you may take that into consideration while you're choosing your home. Now, there are some beautiful restaurants out there. You've got plenty of wine bars and steakhouses and things like that. But if you're into that late night discoteca, this is probably not the scene for you. In addition, there's not any public transportation. So if you rely on taking the bus or train somewhere, this is not a community that is going to allow that. There just isn't any out there. So you're either going to be driving your own car for the commute or taking Uber or Lyft, one of the public rideshare systems. So that wraps it up for our Hills and FlintRock Falls. The pros, it's beautiful. It is absolutely exclusive. The club is amazing. There are a lot of amenities, a lot of things to do with the package, and the schools are good. The cons, you know, the weather can be a challenge, the traffic can be a challenge, it's a little bit pricey, and there's not much nightlife. I don't know, what do you think? Is it hot or not? If you think it's hot, and you want to check out some homes in person, we're always here to help you find the home that fits your lifestyle. Until next time, I can't wait to show you around town.